Hello everyone, welcome to Real Wicked Talk. I, of course, am James Otten. Alright, so what do we have today? We're talking today about how witchcraft works, and this is going to be the first of the series on this particular topic. Now, for most people out there, what do they think of when you say witchcraft, or you say I'm a witch? They think of something like Harry Potter. Oh, it's just fiction, fantasy, you're delusional, whatever. Well, that is a major part of the problem. People think it's delusional, that you can manifest things. It's anything but delusional. And as a matter of fact, we can even start with science. How about that? People think, well, witchcraft is not exactly scientific, is it? Well, actually, if you've ever seen or heard of an experiment in quantum physics called the double slit experiment, they actually did this experiment where they had, I've talked about this before, I guess you could fast forward this part if you've already heard it, but they had this little gun, and it's shooting these little particles through these two slots, or slits as they call them. Don't blame me, I don't know. Anyway, through these two slits, and they've got a wall behind it where basically the particles are all making nice little straight lines where they're going through the slits, and everything's going exactly the way they expect it to go. Keyword there, expect, the way they expect it to go, right? Okay. They stop watching. The gun is still going. They come back to the room. They find that there's been something weird has happened. There's particles now all over the wall, and we're in this weird randomness, and they're like, there was an interference pattern somehow when we left the room. What happened? How could that happen? How could they do anything but go straight through the slits, right? Well, so they after kind of monkeying with this a little bit, they decided, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to install a little camera in the room, and we're just going to sit back over here and we're going to watch what happens. And they're watching what happens. When they're watching, it's making two lines on the wall. They start watching, poof, random craziness. So the inevitable conclusion there was that simply by the act of observing, you're affecting the way these particles are acting. Simply by the act of observing. So basically, in other words, what we're talking about here is what you expect to happen is what's going to happen. If you're not expecting anything, there's random quantum randomness. But what you expect to happen when you're observing is what happens. Okay? So basically what this means is we are creating reality in various ways all the time, and yes, all of us, whether we realize it or not, it's happening. Okay? Now you can say that witchcraft is a form of harnessing this ability through various tools, various means, and energy involved as well that you direct. And there's other things involved, like the subconscious mind, actually, which we're going to get to a little bit more in depth later on as well. So don't freak out because we're talking science. We're gonna go through pretty much all of the process and all of the things involved as much as we can in detail. Pretty much. I mean, what stops people from consciously being able to create reality? You know what it is? It's that disbelief. Because people have been so trained to believe that this physical reality is how it is. We're helpless victims of it, basically, and we have no control over anything. And I guess even worse, if you're a Christian, you think that there's a God in the sky with a big, long, white beard controlling everything and punishing us whenever he doesn't like something. And then they sit there and they can argue about what things it is that he likes or doesn't like. And that's even more ridiculous. Let's see. Oh, yes. And there's another thing I wanted to bring up as well. An experiment, another scientific experiment, by the way. Because that's how we're starting this up, okay, with straight science. Straight proof that what I'm about to tell you is not whack. You know, I haven't been snorting the meth. I'm not smoking the crack. This is real stuff, people. Okay, and this is stuff that I think some of the ancients knew, actually, to be honest, and probably knew much better even than I do. If I were to be truly honest about it, right? There was another scientific experiment you may have heard of, the water experiment. If you haven't, you should look it up. Basically what they did was they had these Buddhist monks sitting around a room meditating over this little container of water. And whatever, depending on what type of energy they would be putting out, what intent they would be putting out, what emotion, feeling they would be putting out towards the container of water, the molecules of the water would actually change. Okay? Literally change. You can put them in a little microscope, however they look at that, and see that they have changed drastically depending on what particular meditation was done with them. Okay, so there's another scientific experiment for you. Now, what we're going to be getting to in our next video is a means of actually reprogramming your mind. If you're struggling, if you're not quite sure if you can make this work, there are ways that you can reprogram your own mind, starting with your subconscious, because your subconscious controls a lot more than people realize. Okay. Like for me, for example, when I first started, messing around with witchcraft, doing little spells, experimenting with little things, little meditations, dream stuff, whatever, I had an intuitive feeling that it was just going to work. I wasn't sure why. I wasn't really sure why, to be honest. I thought to myself a couple times, like, I don't know, am I nuts? Why do I think this is going to work? I have no idea. But I would try it, and sure enough, I mean, it would work, this would work, that would work. I'd be drawn to this, that, and just, I'd get crazy intuition. I'd know when a particular person was going to be working at the grocery store that day or not when I went up there. I would know, because I would walk up the street. It was like a few blocks up. And I would know, is this person going to be there? Yes. Is this person going to be there? No, I don't think so. And I was right every single time. Crazy stuff like that would happen. But whether you have that intuition or not, you can program yourself to enhance your belief and to reassure yourself, basically. Do the experiments, also do that. But that what you can do is real. Okay. And that's what we're going to be going over in our next video, and we're going over an entire method of basically not only enhancing your ability to do spells, but other neat ways that you can make things manifest in your life and have all kinds of crazy cool stuff. And my spirit guides approve of this message as well, so I think it's a good idea. Hopefully you guys think it's a good idea. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. But this is going to be almost like a course, guys, and how to manifest things and how to do proper spells. All right. But for now, since we're only running about 10 minutes per video right now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I don't know when I'll be doing the next one specifically. It could be sometime this month, maybe in a month. We'll see how it goes. But let me know what you guys think too. Feel free to leave comments and let me know what you guys are thinking of this so far. And if you're interested in these courses and self-improvement, let's call them tips. All right. And for now, I'm James Otten. This has been Real Wicked Talk. Signing out. Peace. Blessed be. Have yourself a great day.